All right, official invite to the three amigos, Clif High, Bix Weir, and Snip Ford to do a YouTube roundtable here on my channel. This is Gavin Mehl. All right, so Michael Middleton had reached out to me, and I've done some shows with him in the past. He and myself included, we're both big fans of the Three Amigos shows that Snip Ford used to host with Clif High and Bix Weir, and then Snip Ford. Gosh, it would have been probably around 2017. They were doing a bunch of them. And since then, they've been rather quiet, so, but I mean, I used to watch that, read the webbot, every single, report. And those guys were really tight back then. Haven't heard much from the three of them at once in years. It's been a number of years. So Mike Middleton asked me to host a show with those guys, and I would absolutely love to moderate it. Open forum. I've been a big fan, been watching. I still watch, what I can from those guys. I subscribe to all three of those channels. So whatever channels they have, I think Clif High, if you don't already know him, he did the Webbot report. He's known for something called like analytics, where he basically sent out this spider report around the late 90s, and he would scrape data over the internet. And what he would do is that he would scrape the linguistics of people's words on social media posts back at that time. And then he would plug them into a proprietary computer program, and that computer program would then generate predictive linguistics models to make predictions for things. And so he's like a modern day Nostradamus, but like a tech guy. And he used to work with Microsoft, be a consultant. And so I think Bix and Snip Ford were reading his report. They became friends at some point, and they started doing a couple shows with them called Three Amigos. Now, Bix is the guy that did the Road to Roota. And he discovered the Road to Roota material with Alan Greenspan that wrote in I believe it was the Bank of Boston. The Fed Bank of Boston, talking about the Road to Roota, which is the gold clause, and going back to a gold sound money system in the Federal Reserve, Bank of Boston, which was a children's book. And then he has done his Road to Roota channel and talked all about silver being part of the new monetary system, as being legal, lawful money in the Constitution, as well as gold. And he believes that silver is going to flip gold at some point. That's what he's talked about. So in his research, of course, I really don't know, but that's his research. And then Snip Ford, dude, freaking awesome guy, just great storyteller. He did the the Realist News, Realist News. And on his channel, which I've followed for years, it's just a great storyteller. He always did a lot of news reports, and now he's just done all sorts of crypto stuff. I subscribed to his actual report. He did a trading report back in the day where he had he taught me how to become a trader. I subscribed to that channel, and I was learning how to become a trader. Realized pretty fast after a number of months of doing it that I just did well during the crypto boom, and then lost my ass on trading real fast after the market changed a little bit. Didn't know what I was doing. I just got lucky a few times. So shortly thereafter, I realized I'm not trading anymore, and so I stopped doing that. But yeah, he still does crypto stuff and trading, and Bix Weir and those guys have talked a lot about Theta and other cryptos. But they've never talked about the original Bitcoin protocol as defined in the white paper that I can remember. Now, in the Webbot reports, Clif High talked about when the Bitcoins had split up. And then there was Michelle Whitedove who talked about it with Snip Ford about Bitcoin Cash eventually overtaking BTC. That was in the Michelle Whitedove 2018 report. I bought that from Snip Ford. And he talked about, Bitcoin Cash is one day going to, she was like a prophet who died. And she reported that Bitcoin Cash at that time was 2018. So 2018, it would eventually, was it 2017? I think the report may have been 2017. Either way, early 2018, 2017. But this is before Bitcoin SV had changed from Bitcoin Cash, split from Bitcoin Cash. She believed that Bitcoin Cash would overtake BTC in the future. She didn't know how long. She said it's going to be very disappointing for people, but it's eventually going to flip. And that was before Bitcoin SV had even existed. So now we know that, the original Bitcoin protocol is known as Bitcoin SV, as known in the white paper, the one that's rolling out Teranode here shortly. And there's just of course, it's the little shit coin that no one knows about. No one cares about. It's been banned on all the exchanges, and you can't really find it. You can really buy it, like I said, on Orange Gateway. It's really pretty hard to get. There's another one that Michael Middleton sent me called, I forget what it's called, but there's one of the, MyCoinify. MyCoinify is another one you can get it on. Other than that, it's pretty unknown. But it's just a little shit coin down at the very bottom, you know, rolling out Teranode, about to do 1 million transactions a second, fully patented, compliant, the only regulatory compliant blockchain with all the patents surrounding the entire network, right? But, you know, it's just a little shit coin at the bottom. Nobody wants it. Cheapest, easiest to transact with. And it's just Bitcoin. That's all it is, as the white paper defines. So anyways, they've never talked about that. I would love to know why, and really on what they're up to. And I would give the floor to them. I'm not going to give them a biased perspective of mine, because I really am not biased. I'm not pretty neutral on this stuff. I try to stay neutral, but just within the facts. And I love the legal side of it and the analysis and strategy, and I respect those guys tremendously. So, all right, this video is for you to get it out there to them, share it. Maybe they'll watch it and do an official show. Reach out to myself or Michael Middleton. Yeah, let's set it up. My name's Gavin. I'll see you at the top.